So we're working on SE2 on page 314, and we're applying the formula for inventory turnover. So using the formula that you did in chapter 5,
my mom texted me. I answered.
okay. Can Ryan McGrath, can you read me the problem for SE2, please?
Keep your what?
Ending inventory of $5,000, cost of goods sold of
Okay, so what's my formula, Mr. Marinopoulos, that I'm going to use here? What's my formula if I'm calculating? The two things I have to calculate are inventory turnover and days inventory on hand. What's my formula?
Cost of goods sold divided by average inventory.
Okay, so cost of goods sold divided by average inventory. And it gave me a beginning inventory and an ending inventory. What's my beginning inventory? $480. Okay. And my ending? $560. And then we're dividing it by 2. And then what's my cost of goods sold? Okay, so somebody, you know what? When we do these, you guys all should be doing the calculations. I know Mr. Coburn is like a math genius, okay? And he always gives me the answers, okay? But you guys should all be doing what Mr. Coburn is doing, okay? Because I'm going to dare say that there are a bunch of you that had a hard time on that Chapter 5 test because you all waited for Mr. Coburn to do the math. Okay, so I'm going to guess Mr. Coburn got a really good grade on that test. That's what I'm going to guess.
Wait, which test? The last one we had?
Yeah.
I had a really good grade too.
Good. I'm sure, Bobby. But I'm just saying, it's good for you to be doing the math and practicing it yourself.
2.75.
There you go. Nice.
Uh,
What did you say?
First, I want you to tell me what my numerator should be here. What should my numerator be? Okay, what should my denominator be, Nikki? Shh, shh. Does that sound like it could be remotely correct? Right. You probably didn't. You probably didn't divide. Look at just rounding. Look at just look at it, eyeballing it. Okay. 520. And so then you got what for? Okay, 4.23 times. And guys, remember when you should be using times and days and percentages. All right. So if that's our inventory turnover, what is that saying to me? Please explain that to me, Summit. What does that mean? What does this mean that my inventory turnover is 4.23 times? You have no idea. Okay, well, let me just say you should have an idea by this point in time. Phone a friend. Let's see if you can get a friend that can get you out of hot water.
That's how many times a year inventory is turned over.
Right. They're saying how many times during the year did I physically turn over my inventory? Like I had to buy new inventory 4.23 times during the year. So what is that saying? If 4.23 times, that's about once every how many what? Days. 4.23 times. So think about that in a year. That's about once a quarter. Right? Because there's 4 quarters in a year. So this is maybe going to be a seasonal company. Right? They're going to be having, there's 4 seasons in a year. They're going to have 4 different sales seasons in this business. Okay? So if I could say that it's 4.23 times, and I know that there's 365 days in a year, okay, divided by my inventory turnover, this is telling me how many days my inventory is staying on hand. So, number of days in a year. And some businesses, they'll tell you in their financial statements that they count 360 days in their year. Okay? Or some, they'll tell you if they do anything different. 365, and it's divided by my 4.23 times, and that tells me how many days do I have my inventory on hand.
86.3.
Okay, 86 point. I calculated 86.9, but okay, 86.3. Okay, 86.3 days. Which, does that make sense? How many days are in a quarter? Approximately. How many months are in a quarter?
91.23.
3. Right, 3 months in a quarter. So approximately 90 days in a quarter. So they're turning over their inventory approximately once a quarter. From a business perspective, okay? So you want. It may be good, but it may not. It depends on the business.
So like Starbucks.
Correct, exactly. Right. Great question, Kira. Okay, so her question is it good? And I'm going to tell you it depends on your business. No, Nike, that's probably okay.
Shouldn't they turn over more?
Maybe 5 times. Maybe 5 times. Depends on the product. Right, like if you ask me about Nike sneakers, I'm going to say it depends on whether they're basketball sneakers or they're running sneakers or whatever. Yeah.
What about like a grocery store?
Good. Much too slow if it's a grocery store, Hannaford, or Starbucks. Who has Starbucks? You guys have Starbucks. What was your inventory turnover? Like, it's going to be like a lot, like it should be like their inventory turnover is going to be like way fewer days.
You want me to find it?
Yeah, it's all right. Who remembers?
No, I don't know. I just don't care. Just told you.
Yeah, look, do you have your spreadsheets with you? Just look on your spreadsheets. And you did your chapter 13 ratios. If you did them right, it's on there. Go ahead, your question.
So would they, at like a grocery store, have different...
Guys, good question over here. Go ahead.
Would they have like different inventory turnovers, like different numbers? 'Cause,
Yes,
like, the
they're
bananas-
gonna. Yes, exactly. They're gonna be able to track it by every single product, literally, okay? But what they'll do is for the company overall, you'll be able to get a number, but because you have some things like the produce that's gonna be hopefully, 2, 3, 4 days, that's gonna be really low, but maybe like cereal might be like 30 days, 15 days, I don't know. But so it'll average out so the business overall will have an overall average. And that's what you'll see. But at that business, the managers in that business will know the inventory turnover by product. Absolutely. Yes,
Do
Maddie?
they break it down as far as like Kellogg's, Cheerios, or like cereal as a whole? This as a whole?
They'll be able to tell based on every single product.
How do you know Cheerios
Yeah,
specifically?
because why will they want to know that?
Know which ones have to buy.
Right, which ones they have to buy, and P.S., which ones, if they're not selling as quickly as they want them to sell, they're going to decide which ones they're not going to carry in stock anymore. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, Mr. McGrath. Mr. McGrath likes to put certain things in Ziploc bags when he, like sandwiches and stuff like that, and he likes to put other things in the fold-over flap little sandwich bags. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like the fold-over flap, they don't zip shut, okay? And so he likes to do certain things in the fold-over flap ones. And Price Chopper doesn't sell the fold-over flap ones anymore. Probably, I'm going to guess, because they have limited store space. And maybe less people are buying the fold-over flap ones and more people are buying the Ziploc ones, okay? So Price Chopper doesn't sell the fold-over ones anymore. It makes Mr. McGrath angry. It bothers him. Mr. McGrath sends Mrs. McGrath to go to different stores to find the fold-over flap ones, okay? But that's because of the function of the fact.
It's a full over flap.
It's like the ones that you have to like.
You fold over the sandwich
Like
flap.
a paper bag?
No, a plastic bag,
I
okay?
can never do those. I can't.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he doesn't either sometimes, but anyway. So it's probably because the demand for them has changed, okay?
Wonder Bread.
Yeah, tell him to get the Wonder Bread. No, because then Ryan would have to wash that, and Ryan wouldn't wash it. Mrs. McGrath would end up having to wash that.
Ryan, you
I
just
mean, you
stir
go
our
to the
plate
store,
and
you
you
wash
waste
the
plastic.
dishes.
You must be from
Or both. Yeah, okay? So, all right, do SE3. You guys could do SE3. I'm giving you literally 3 minutes to do SE3. 3 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. Wait, so you're not.
All right, so we've got the same formula as above. My numerator, 60. Okay, 6,500 and 1440 plus 1780. Okay, 6,500 divided by what?
1610.
Okay, and so that comes out to. Okay, good. And then I've got days in the year divided by inventory turnover.
90.3.
So 365 divided by 4 times is what? Okay. So whose inventory is faster? Whose inventory turnover is faster? Right, they're turning more times per year. They're slower. But again, we don't know they're the same industry. Yes, Maddie.
You make